The scary part of that work meeting wasn't what happened. It was the blank moment before your mind decided what it meant. We've all been there. You're sitting across from your boss, and they pause mid-sentence, looking down at their notes. For one endless second, there's nothing. No meaning. No story, just empty space. And in that void, your mind goes haywire. Are they disappointed? Am I about to be fired? Did someone complain about my work? Here's what we don't talk about. That blank space terrifies us more than actual bad news. When we know what's happening, even if it's difficult, we can handle it. We have strategies, responses, ways to cope. But meaninglessness, that empty moment before interpretation, that's where real panic lives. Think about it. Your mind is like an overprotective security guard who can't stand empty spaces on the surveillance monitors. The moment a screen goes blank, it frantically starts filling in details, usually worst-case scenarios, because an empty screen feels more dangerous than a clear threat. But what if that blank screen isn't broken? What if it's just quiet? This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything's fine. It's about catching that moment when your inner security guard starts writing disaster stories on blank screens. Because once you notice it happening, something shifts. You're checking your phone and notice a text from your boss that just says, "We need to talk." In that split second before you create the story, there's a void, and immediately your mind floods it with every possible disaster. You're fired. You messed up the project. Someone complained about you. Notice how fast it happens. The text itself has no inherent meaning. 4 words. Neutral information, but your security guard mind can't tolerate that neutrality. Within milliseconds, it's constructed an entire narrative complete with consequences, shame spirals, and contingency plans. Your body responds as if the threat is real. Heart rate up, muscles tense. That familiar knot in your stomach. All from 4 words that haven't actually told you anything yet. Your mind has taken meaninglessness and transformed it into full-blown crisis mode. But here's where it gets interesting. If you could slow down that moment, really watch it happen, you'd notice something remarkable. There's a gap. A tiny space between reading those words and creating the story. In that gap, nothing has actually happened yet. No disaster, no judgment. Just words on a screen. Why does meaninglessness trigger such intense anxiety? Because when we don't know what something means, we lose our illusion of control. Our minds operate on the belief that if we can just interpret everything correctly, assign the right meaning to each event, we'll be safe. We'll know what's coming. We'll be prepared. So when we encounter genuine meaninglessness, that blank moment before interpretation, our minds experience it as an existential threat. It's not just that we don't know what the text means. It's that for one terrifying instant, we glimpse the possibility that maybe nothing means what we think it means. Maybe our whole system of interpretation is just made up. That security guard in your mind, it's not really protecting you from external threats. It's protecting you from the recognition that most of the meanings you live by are self-created. Every time it rushes to fill a blank screen with disaster scenarios, it's really saying, don't look at the void. Don't notice that you're the one writing all these stories. This is why the same event can mean completely different things to different people. One person gets that, we need to talk text, and thinks promotion. Another thinks disaster. Same words, different security guards, different stories. The meaning isn't in the event, it's in the mind that interprets it. Here's where everything starts to shift. The next time you feel that familiar panic, when your mind starts racing to fill in blank spaces, try something different. Just for a moment, catch yourself in the act. Oh, there goes my security guard again, writing disaster movies on blank screens. You don't have to stop it. You don't have to think positive thoughts instead. Just notice. Watch your mind do what minds do, create meaning where none exists. Notice how quickly it happens, how automatic, how convincing those stories feel. Remember that meeting where your boss paused. Maybe they were just thinking. Maybe they lost their train of thought. Maybe they were deciding what to order for lunch. The pause itself meant nothing until your mind assigned it meaning. This isn't about becoming passive or pretending nothing matters. It's about recognizing the difference between what's actually happening and the stories we tell about what's happening. Because when you can notice that gap, that space between event and interpretation, you discover something extraordinary. You don't have to believe every story your mind creates. What if that blank screen your security guard fears isn't actually empty? What if it's just quiet? Think about the last time you were truly at peace. Not happy necessarily, not excited, just okay. In those moments, your mind isn't frantically assigning meaning to everything. It's not on high alert, scanning for threats. It's simply present. The security monitors can be blank because there's nothing to defend against. This is what your mind is really avoiding when it rushes to fill every void with meaning. Not danger, but peace. Not chaos, but quiet. Because in that quiet space, there's no need for the constant vigilance, the endless interpretation, the exhausting meaning-making that keeps you on edge. The irony is stunning. We're so afraid of meaninglessness that we create meanings that terrify us. We're so scared of not knowing that we invent knowledge that tortures us. That security guard isn't protecting us. It's keeping us from the very peace we're seeking. So what changes when you start recognizing this pattern? First, you begin to notice how often it happens. That pause in conversation that you immediately fill with, "They must think I'm boring." The delayed response to your email that becomes, "I must have said something wrong." The neutral expression that transforms into disapproval. Each time you catch it, you create a little more space, a little more room to breathe. You start to realize that you can survive, even thrive, without knowing what everything means right this second. That blank screen can stay blank for a while. The world doesn't end. Your bosses, "We need to talk," text. Maybe it's about the new project. Maybe it's about lunch plans. Maybe it's about nothing important at all. The point isn't to guess correctly. The point is to notice how desperately your mind wants to fill that void, and to gently decline the invitation to panic. Because here's the beautiful paradox. When you stop rushing to make meaning out of every situation, real clarity has space to emerge. When your security guard takes a break from writing disaster films, you can actually perceive what's in front of you. The urgent voice in your head loses its grip. And in that quieter space, genuine understanding becomes possible. This isn't a one-time realization. It's a practice. Every day, multiple times a day, you'll find your mind filling blank spaces with frightening stories. And every day, you have the opportunity to notice, to pause, to let that blank space be blank for just a moment longer. Not forever, just long enough to remember that you're the one holding the pen. If you'd like more teachings and guided practices like this, you can like the video and subscribe. And now, we'll move into a short guided meditation. Let's settle into this moment together. Find a position where your body feels supported. Let your eyes close if that feels comfortable. Take one breath that's slightly deeper than usual. Just one. Let it go. Now let your breathing find its own rhythm. No need to control it. Notice where you are right now. The surface beneath you. The air around you. The sounds, near and far. Just notice. There's nothing to figure out in this moment. No meanings to assign. No stories to complete. Feel the weight of your body, where it touches the chair or floor. Let yourself be held. If your mind starts filling in blank spaces, planning, worrying, solving, that's okay. That's what minds do. Just notice your security guard at work. There it goes again. No judgment. Just recognition. Return to your breath, not to control it, but to rest with it. Notice any tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. You don't have to release it. Just notice. What would it be like, just for these few minutes, to not need to know what anything means? To let the blank screens stay blank. Feel the quiet underneath all that mental activity. It's always there, like silence between sounds. Your body knows how to be here without stories. Your breath knows how to come and go without interpretation. Rest in that knowing. That simple presence. When thoughts arise, and they will, let them pass like clouds. You don't have to follow them. You don't have to fill in their blanks. Just this breath. Just this moment. Just this quiet space. Notice how it feels to not be on guard. To let the security monitors go dark for a moment. The world continues. You continue. Everything is okay. Stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, let your eyes open slowly. Let the world return gently. Carry this quiet with you. Remember, not every blank space needs filling. Not every pause needs a story. You can rest in not knowing, even for just a moment. That's enough. Thank you for being here and practicing together. If you'd like, you can find a free digital ACIM resource in the description. And if you want to mark the moment, a simple comment such as, "I am grateful," is welcome. Thank you for taking this time with me today. Thank you for being willing to look at those blank spaces differently. As you go back to your day, remember, you don't have to fill every void with worry. Sometimes a pause is just a pause. Be gentle with yourself as you practice noticing. Until next time.